Lennox Dick looks out from his home wondering where will he go if the city of St. Petersburg has its way. The Nuisance Abatement Board says Dick is involved in criminal activity and should be run out of his own home.
We are empowered to close down properties up to a year when we have 2 or more violations of controlled substance statutes, prostitution and lewdness statutes. So I think we have good footing here.
In the formal complaint against Dick, documents show police claim to have purchased all sorts of drugs from Dick's home from different people. But not one of the instances documented specifically identifies Dick as the drug dealer.
I don't know nothing about no drug.
Lennox Dick says he will fight to stay in his home despite the mounting allegations against him. And Dick insists the board has no case against him.
But they never bought no drugs from me. They never sell no drugs to nobody. I don't see what reason they want to put me out of my house, you know.
An awful lot of powdered cocaine, crack cocaine, 2 firearms, and this was no small operation.
Now, the St. Pete City Council has the last say in this matter and must give approval to file a lawsuit against Dick to get a court order for his removal. And if Dick is removed, he will still be responsible for the mortgage and taxes on his home for 1 year, even though he is not allowed to live there. Lisa?
A closed waterway in Clearwater is causing controversy. The issues birds and boaters. Dunedin Pass, just north of Clearwater Beach, closed more than a year ago after storms left too much sand at its mouth. Environmentalists want to keep it closed, saying Dunedin Pass is a haven for birds. But many boaters and the city of Clearwater are trying to reopen the pass and the Gulf access it provides, saying that would mean less boat traffic along nearby Memorial Causeway.
The city also believes that the water quality in Clearwater Harbor would be improved by the flushing in and out of the tides through a new open pass.
The cost for reopening Dunedin Pass, $1.4 million. The city is waiting for a recommendation from a consulting firm before asking the state to begin dredging. Thousands of volunteers have already pitched in to rebuild Camp Sewell, Pinellas County's 53-year-old Boy Scout camp. Today they tackled the camp's beachfront property, taking hammer and nails to the dock and the lifeguard tower. Camp Sewell was nearly sold last year to save the financially strapped West Coast Florida Boy Scout Council, but community pressure kept it open. Now volunteers are determined to rebuild it.
We're getting back into shape slowly, as you can see, but it does take time and money and people.
Work on the camp will continue through the summer, and volunteers are needed to help.
Some Bay Area postal carriers weren't too concerned about proper postage and zip codes on some of the items they picked up for delivery today. That's because they picked up hundreds of cans of food from people on their routes. The cans were dropped off at Tampa's main post office this afternoon, slated for delivery to local food banks. Postal workers were happy to play a key role in the food chain.
It's no problem for them because they're going to the house anyway. Instead of walking back empty-handed, they're carrying 2-3 bags of, or 2-3 pieces of canned goods.
Postal customers were asked in advance to leave non-perishable goods by their mailboxes for the National Food Drive. Supporters of the Native American Rights Movement put on their walking shoes to trek across the United States. The group left St. Petersburg today as part of the Florida contingent in the Walk for Justice. Participants want more people to be aware of the Native American issues. Many of their concerns are environmental preservation for the Everglades. The walkers will link up with the National Justice Walk in Washington on July 15th. President Clinton will award 2 Medals of Honor posthumously for 2 Army sergeants killed in Somalia last fall while trying to help wounded comrades. The men's action saved the life of a wounded pilot. And in Indianapolis, Clinton urged Americans to reject violence as well as social and racial divisions. The president delivered his message at a groundbreaking ceremony for a statue honoring the late Robert Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
Retired General Colin Powell is urging graduates at Howard University to reject bigotry. Powell spoke at the college's commencement ceremonies. He referred to recent charges of anti-Semitism and reverse racism following last month's speech by a Nation of Islam leader. Powell defended Howard's efforts to promote free speech.
That is at the very essence and heart of a great university, and there is no doubt that Howard is a great university. And freedom of speech means permitting the widest range of views to be presented, however controversial those views may be.
But Powell added students do have the obligation to sort out, quote, wisdom from foolishness. 2 California therapists have been found guilty of placing false memories of sexual molestation in a patient. Holly Ramona recalled memories of being molested by her father while in the doctor's care. Gary Ramona sued on grounds they'd implanted those memories in his daughter, and today a jury awarded him $500,000 in damages.
What my husband did was wrong. He raped my daughter, and it's a mother's worst nightmare. He shouldn't have received a penny for raping his own daughter.
Attorneys for the therapist say they'll appeal.
Now that serial killer John Wayne Gacy has been executed, a Chicago area businessman wants Gacy's artwork to be gone forever as well. Joe Roth bought about $20,000 of Gacy's work, but not to hang on his wall. Roth wants to burn the artwork. He says burning the paintings will send a message that people like Gacy might still be killing children. Glitz, glamour, and glass was the theme. Raising money for those suffering from AIDS was the cause. Tonight's fundraiser at the Glass Canvas Gallery featured a variety of artwork for sale in a silent auction to benefit 2 local nonprofit agencies serving the needs of those with HIV. Lucky raffle winners made off with prizes ranging from hand-blown glass, art, to gift certificates. The work of more than 80 artists was on exhibit at the gala.
Some unique pieces of art there.
Excellent artwork.
They are. Well, there's word tonight that the U.S. is looking for some help when it comes to caring for Haitian refugees. That's ahead on 10 News.
Also coming up on the 10 News Weekend edition, who's the best bucket brigade in the Southeast? We'll let you know.
And from running a call girl service to taking part in a wedding service, the Mayflower Madam ties the knot.
And in tonight's winning lottery numbers in the cash 3, that's 222. In play 4, that's 2753. And in lotto, that's 12, 17, 19, 22, 29, and 34. Good luck.
News is closed caption for the hearing impaired. Closed captioning is made possible by Rooms to Go.
There's a foreign country only 90 miles off our coast. That's completely foreign to most of us. And it's a country that's on a collision course with our own. If this is your only image of Cuba, one that's still frozen in time, take a look at the real Cuba today, as seen through the eyes of 10 News anchor Dave Wagner. Because the changes in Cuba will forever change our lives right here in Florida. Assignment 10, The Changing Cuba, starts Monday on 10 News at 6, where news comes first.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my neighbor. Hello to all of you. We'd like to make it clear we're glad to be right here. Hello, new faces. Hello, new places. Principal Healthcare's here. Baby, it's plain to see. This is what's meant to be.
Principal Healthcare of Florida. What healthcare is meant to be. Members, the Principal Financial Group.
This is no ordinary credit card offer. Watch for it in your mail. It could mean up to $3,500 off the price or lease of a new GM vehicle. The GM MasterCard. Watch your mail for details. Looking for a credit card that can lower the cost of your next new car or truck? The GM card has no annual fee, and you can earn up to $3,500 off the price of a new GM vehicle. Watch your mail for details.
Easy on the hairspray, I promise. I'll walk the dog, I promise. My room's almost clean, I promise.
Nationwide Insurance knows one promise you should get in writing.
No drinking, Mom. I promise.
The Nationwide Insurance Prom Promise, a chance for students to commit to an alcohol and drug-free prom night. At Nationwide, we believe some promises should be kept.
For life.
The Nationwide Prom Promise program is sponsored by Tampa Bay's 1098 Rock and Coca-Cola.
Yo, Tampa Bay, this is your man Seabass.
And Marla from 98 Rock.
And coming up Monday morning on Good Morning Tampa Bay, we're going to be on TV, Marla. Does this mean I have to wear pants?
Absolutely, man. You definitely got a face for radio.
On Good Morning Tampa Bay, Monday morning, 6 to 7 on Tampa Bay's 10.
Looking for help in caring for Haitian refugees. That tops our news from around the world tonight. The U.S. is reportedly looking for a little international help. A human rights worker based in Haiti says U.S. officials are there to try to talk to 3 Caribbean and Central American nations about temporary shelter for boat people. The Bahamas, Turks and Caicos Islands, and Belize are reportedly under consideration. And Bosnia's leaders says they're willing to join peace talks based on a new formula for dividing their nation. The leaders, however, are questioning the international commitment to making peace work. Bosnia's prime minister wants to know how committed outside powers will be to enforce any decision reached at the bargaining table. Some 200,000 people are dead or missing in 2 years of fighting in that country.
Divers took inflatable bags and hit the water in Pasco County. They're tasked to lift a submerged chopper to the water's surface. The Pasco County Sheriff's helicopter lost power and splash landed in a canal near Belcher Mines Park. Investigators say they don't know why the engine failed, but now the chopper's been taken to a hangar so engineers can determine what caused the problem. It was all smoke but no fire today for firefighters competing in the 3rd annual Firematics competition. More than 20 different teams from fire departments in Florida and Georgia took part in a half-dozen firefighting events. Firefighters tested their skills in ladder climbing, hose running, and obviously, you see there, a bucket brigade competition. Seminole Fire Rescue had a three-peat, and congratulations to them for winning the 3rd year in a row.
Well, they traded their ski boats and jet skis for Viking ships on Old Tampa Bay. Several hundred Vikings, or at least Vikings at heart, took part in the 12th annual Viking Regatta at Safety Harbor's Philippi Park. The celebration of Norwegian Independence Day featured competitions between 11 full-size replicas of Viking longboats featuring male and female crews. El Pasaje Plaza set the stage for some hot jazz sounds in Ybor City. National and local bands got in the act for Ybor City's first jazz festival. Organizers of Jazz Fiesta hope to turn the musical celebration into a high-profile jazz festival that will become an annual event. The 3-day event kicked off Friday, and still more entertainment is scheduled for tomorrow. And for those jazz fans who are short on cash, not to worry, admission is free. And everybody up here on this desk is like doing the cha-cha.
Yeah, you were too.
Yeah, that had a little bit of big band sound in it. That was
Nice
kind of
sound
neat.
to it. Great
We
sound.
had a lot of heat around the Tampa Bay area. Some lucky folks did have some rainfall. You're going to be the lucky ones tomorrow. We'll find out when the 10 News Weekend edition comes right back.
Now at Pep Boys, lifetime warranty air conditioning compressors as low as $58.88.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Businesses are like people. No two are quite the same. But one quality they do share is the desire to reach more customers. So GTE created Business Line 800. It allows your existing phone line to be a regional, state, or national 800 number for your customers. It's less expensive than a traditional 800 line, which is compatible with just about any personality. Here's our 800 number. Just give us a call.
Worried you might have termites? Now you can call 1-800-TERMINEX to know for sure.
Terminex. Where's that number?
Remember, termites will do anything to keep us away. They know Terminex is the leader in termite control and that nobody offers a better guarantee. So it's no wonder that termites are out to stop us. Call 1-800-TERMINEX now for your inspection. Nobody bugs like Terminex.
10 News Weather, brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
You can plan on being late for work.
All next week, and here's why.
Next week, Good Morning America heads north to Alaska, the land of the midnight sun.
We'll spend the whole week exploring America's largest state, practically a country of its own.
So join us for the adventure you've always wanted to take.
Be a part of the great Alaska adventure on Good Morning America.
That's next week here on ABC.
Right after Good Morning Tampa Bay on Tampa Bay's 10.
Dennis Feltgen's exclusive Earthwatch forecast is approved by the American Meteorological Society.
Once again, Tampa Bay's 10 claims top prize in the 94, yes, Reggie, that is 94th Springfish Fishing Tournament in St. Petersburg. Photographer Paul Casper took first place in the media division for the largest catch, a 24-inch snook. And our very own Reginald Roundtree placed third overall. The 10 team was hosted by Renegade Marine and guided by Captain Herb Brown.
One of the best captains. No, the best captain out
The one that
there.
got away was...
That
big, Herb.
Okay, sure. And it's going to snow in Tampa Bay tomorrow. Okay. No, actually, we have some heat and humidity again, but you know, it could be worse. It's been another rough day for weather in the plains, especially Texas. This time it was hail. The stones were the size of baseballs on Fort Worth Seaside and the size of silver dollars in Fairplay. Meanwhile, residents of Marble Falls near Austin were cleaning up after the damage from yesterday's tornado. The twister seriously injured several people when the building they were in collapsed. A request for federal disaster assistance has already been sent in to Washington, D.C. Let's take a look at Storm Watch, the latest information which shows what's still out there. We have 3 severe storm watches covering parts of 5 states into the pre-dawn hours. As close to us as Atlanta and Macon. It's going to be a long night for some folks in the southeast. But around Tampa Bay, things are very quiet. We had a couple of big showers and thunderstorms blossom about 6:30, 7 o'clock up in the Hernando, Citrus County area. Some folks up there blessed with some real significant rain. Other folks, not so lucky. It's been a hot one. It almost felt like a record. It was that close. Well, at the 11 o'clock hour, temperatures in the Bay region still warm. It's either 79 or 80 degrees, depending upon what part of the town you're in. It feels like it's 86. The dew point is at 74. It's humid. Humidity is 84%. Pressure's on the rise with an east breeze at 5 miles per hour. The high today, 94, the hottest so far this year, 2 short of the record set back 4 years ago. The low was 74, and no measurable rainfall at Tampa International. Not that it didn't try. Here's the latest Earthwatch view, and we had a lingering thunderstorm just off of Bradenton, but as we sweep the western part of the state, a few little spritz and spritzels, but boy, they're in the dying stages. In fact, the latest composite radar shows dying showers between Jacksonville and Ocala and Tampa Bay. There's a dying shower near Bradenton and a few south of Miami. Other than that, things are pretty quiet. Here's the weather map, and it's anything but quiet, especially over the southeast. Again, there's those dying showers and thunderstorms. Some of them fired up to our north by this front. It's stalled there, but it's a warm front out ahead of this storm system in the plains. A lot of heat and humidity is coming up ahead of it. And here's those thunderstorms I mentioned that produced the hailstorms outside of Fort Worth. Some of these up to about 50,000 feet in the atmosphere. There's a little break around Tennessee, and then things get real serious again in Kentucky. Louisville's been pounded all afternoon and all evening with big thunderstorms and strong winds. In fact, in the Louisville area earlier this afternoon, a road sign from a severe thunderstorm just tore off, went right through a restaurant window. 3 people were injured there. And all of that wild weather continues through the evening. Now, high temperatures tomorrow show 80 and 90-degree air, pretty common through the southeast, but notice this pocket of 60s to the north. It's this battleground which continues to fuel the showers and thunderstorms in the Ohio Valley. Look what happens over us for tomorrow. That high moves off the coast, and another area of high pressure builds in the Gulf of Mexico. So about the only breeze we're going to have tomorrow, since we're so close to the center of the high, it's going to be a sea breeze, and it'll take the heating of the day to do that. But that may be enough to fuel some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, very similar to today. But again, they'll be so widely scattered, they'll be to the point of being isolated. And it'll be nice to have a few because it'll cool us down. It'll be hot tomorrow. Here's the marine forecast. If you're going out over the water, again, there's a sea breeze out there. Otherwise, southeast breeze of 5 to 10 knots. Seas running less than 2 feet. Bay and Inland waters will be smooth. The Gulf water temperature, 82 degrees. Just 3 tides for tomorrow at St. Pete Pier. The major high tide will be at 4:59 in the afternoon. Sunsets at 8:13. Highs tomorrow in west central Florida. Upper 80s to our north. Otherwise, low 90s, pretty common. 94 in Lakeland. In the Tampa Bay area proper, some high clouds overnight and a warm low of 72. Lots of sunshine and isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. Highs again, low to mid-90s. Here's that extended outlook. You know that front out that we noted out in the plains? Well, it has a chance of getting into North Florida. If that happens, our showers and thunderstorm chances will increase by the time we get into Tuesday. And after that, the air may dry out a little bit and actually cool down to 89. And that's a big if.
That is hot.
It is very hot.
Yes, it is.
Same
Welcome to
forecast,
summertime.
Different day. Thanks, Dennis.
Britain's Prince Philip takes a fall. We'll tell you from where just ahead.
And it's marriage for the Mayflower Madam. Stay tuned to find out who the ex-call girl executive tied the knot with.
I'll go easy on the hairspray, I promise. I'll walk the dog, I promise. My room's almost clean, I promise.
Nationwide Insurance knows one promise you should get in writing.
No drinking, Mom. I promise.
The Nationwide Insurance Prom Promise. a chance for students to commit to an alcohol and drug-free prom night. At Nationwide, we believe some promises should be kept.
For life.
The Nationwide Prom Promise program is sponsored by Tampa Bay's 1098 Rock and Coca-Cola.
America West asks, what would it be like to get low fares and great service?
It's like a long-lost uncle left you $1 million tax-free.
Like meeting a gorgeous honk and discovering he's your next-door neighbor.
Hey, stop dreaming and start flying. At America West, we not only have low fares, our frequent flyer program, Flight Fund, can get you free trips all over the world.
Hurry, here I come.
America West, low fares and the respect you deserve.
It's like having your cake and eating it, too.
They walked the earth millions of years ago, before man even came to be. But now, even you can stand in the presence of these prehistoric creatures and feel what it's like to be stalked by dinosaurs. Take a step back in time at SeaWorld's new Monster Marsh before these creatures disappear again.
How do you pick apples?
When I bite into it, the neighborhood should hear it. Well, if what they say is true, I'll never see a doctor again.
It isn't a good apple unless you have to wipe your mouth when you sleep.
Even your chin should taste it.
At Food Lion, we want you to have the very best, and we want you to pay less. So every apple we pick comes with our guarantee. The way we see it, when the apples are good, everything's good.
Well, it's not often we hear of British royalty taking a mud bath, but that's exactly what happened to Queen Elizabeth's husband. Prince Philip was driving a horse-drawn carriage in a cross-country race. The carriage tilted while going through a water obstacle, and the prince and his crew took a spill in the mud. None of them was seriously injured, and they quickly jumped back in. They completed the race, but they came in last.
Stiff upper lip. Wedding bells chime for the Mayflower Madam, Sydney Biddle Barrows, the notorious madam whose claim to fame was running an exclusive call girl service, ties the knot. Although the bride didn't wear white, her wedding to Darnay Hoffman, a legal historian and television producer, was quite traditional. The couple chose to have a formal church wedding. Not surprisingly, though, the guest list didn't include any of Barrows' former clients or employees.
It's something anyone who's ever picked up a frying pan is familiar with, but tonight the man credited with discovering Teflon has passed away. Roy Plunkett was a chemist for the DuPont Company in 1938 when he discovered the nonstick chemical that is used now to coat frying pans. Plunkett was 83.
A bench-clearing brawl during Friday night's Knicks-Bulls playoff game becomes costly for New York.
Meanwhile, there's much more quiet series going out west, and Dave Worth has all the details next in sports.
May is the hottest month at Toyota. And Camry deals are just as hot. Now you can lease Camry for just $249 a month. Lease the 2-door or 4-door with dual airbags, automatic transmission, air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, power steering, cruise control, power windows and locks, and more. Camry's the best car built in the U.S. Do you like it hot? See your Toyota dealer because hot deals like this end soon. Toyota.
What now? Who's Etienne?
Who cares? Come on.
Who's Etienne?
He's a camel repairman.
What?
He's a mechanic.
You're kidding.
Hope he takes Visa. Oh, he does.
Visa Gold can get you cash more places worldwide than any other card, even American Express.
ATM fix everything.
Visa Gold.
Meaningful luxury in the all-new Mitsubishi Galant means extraordinary attention to safety and security.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Standard dual airbags, available anti-lock brakes, height-adjustable front shoulder belts, tubular steel side impact beams, crumple zones front and rear, safety and security in the all-new Galant. From Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
Now at Epcot 94, it's the International Flower and Garden Festival presented by Better Homes and Gardens. More than 25 Disney topiaries, hundreds of beautiful flower beds with 30 million buds bursting into color. Acre after acre of international flowers and gardens, a festival festival of amazing sights. Don't miss the ultimate spring fantasy, now blooming at Epcot 94. And Florida residents for $26, a one-day ticket gets you all 3 Disney theme parks.
Dave Worth joins us now with sports and what's happening on the ice.
I have nothing against the San Jose Sharks, but I just don't think I could have gotten used to a Vancouver-San Jose Conference Finals.
That's hard to swallow.
It doesn't do much for the Eastern interests of the NHL, so it's not going to happen. The Sharks' miracle run is over. Toronto captured Game 7 in their conference semifinals tonight, 4-2, to further prove the value of home ice advantage, because when you have fans like this guy in Toronto, who went absolutely gaga over the Leafs, well, that's the way it goes. The captain, Wendell Clark, played a big game, scored the first 2 goals. The Leafs led 3-0 in the third when the Sharks tried to rally. Nice passing. Igor Larionov beat Felix Potvin. A bit later, though, Doug Gilmour put it away for the Leafs, and Toronto eliminated San Jose. And the final from Maple Leaf Gardens tonight, 4-2, and the Maple Leafs win the series. That should be, of course, 4-3 and not 3-4. Very quietly, or maybe because we just don't hear much about Utah back here, but the Jazz have won 6 straight playoff games and are 1 win away from the conference finals. The Denver Nuggets may have reached the end of the line, although they came back from a 7-point fourth-quarter deficit. LaFonso Ellis had 25 before he fouled out. Final second, Stockton to Karl Malone. Yeah, that tied it. Karl thought he had delivered a 3. It was only a 2, though. In overtime, the guards hit big shots. Jeff Hornacek for 3. He had 27. Stockton popped for 24 points. And the final in overtime from the McNichols Sports Arena today. Utah 111 to 109. And the Jazz lead the series now 3-0. Atlanta lost to Indiana. Will you hold on? You're going too fast for me. All right, let's go to that fight. The damages from Friday's brawl are in. Derek Harper was suspended for 2 games, fined $15,000.